friends. So I don't usually design images myself on the embroidery machine, such as like, this bee right here. Usually I do products, like I create things that you can use. However, I decided to give it a whirl. I mean, occasionally I'll do it, and I do love bees, and it is starting to be summer. And so I decided to give it a try, and I'm so happy that I did because this mug wrap turned out great. And I also designed this honeycomb feature right here to complement my cute little bee. I mean, the bee is so adorable, so cute. And then this design can also be easily personalized, such as what I did with my name. Now, if I had a choice, I probably would pick different fabric and different colors to go with it. That I sometimes think is the hardest part of a project, is finding coordinating fabrics and thread to go with it. So this wrap, it fits an 11-ounce mug perfectly. I mean, I think this is an 11-ounce mug. It could be a 10-ounce, but I think it's 11 ounces. So let me show you how you do it. So what you do is you take your mug and you wrap it around the handle, and you take the elastic. And guys, honestly, the hardest part is sewing on the button. The button is so difficult. If you're a good sewer, this is going to be a breeze, this project, because I love machine embroidery, and I love sewing on a sewing machine. Hand sewing, I need to practice that for sure. So yeah, it's a little loose, but it's okay. It'll do. And you can also make your elastic a little longer. I use 3 inches here. If you want to give it a little bit more give, I would maybe do 3.5 to 4, but 3 inches works as well. So I am going to show you in this video how to make this adorable mug wrap. To get started, open the file in your embroidery software. I am using Brilliance. Make sure that you're using a hoop that is 12 by 8. So you'll see it's right here. It's a pretty large design. Once the design is open, head over to the honeycomb side of the mug wrap right here. And that's where you could really add your personal touch. So for example, I'm just going to add my name. All right, there we go. Also, it can be fun to put a fun bee pun on it because, it is honeycombs and it is got a bee right here. Now we need to make sure that we move it in the right spot. It has to come before the last stitch. Can't be the last stitch, okay? So I'm going to go right here and I'm going to go like that. So it's going to happen right after my bee. Then it's going to stitch my name, and then I'll do the final stitch. All right, once you're happy with it, it's time to save your file and bring it to the machine, and you're ready to stitch. Sorry about the lighting. We have shadows because it is getting closer to the evening. Sun is setting down, but I kind of want to get going on this stitch or this design because I'm so excited about it. So first things first, I gathered my materials, and so I've never used this batting before. I didn't even realize I had it. I don't even know what it's made out of, but I figured since I have it, I might as well use it. So I cut out some batting that'll fit about 9 inches. It's very wide. It doesn't need to be that wide. And then I found 2 pieces of fabric that goes with my bee theme in my stash. These are layer cake stackers, and so again, this project is great for a layer cake stackers because it uses just the right amount. It uses about this much of it, and I hate cutting extra. So if I don't have to cut extra, I like to do it the easy way. There will be a little bit of waste, or you can put it in your scraps, not a big deal. So I did these 2 as well. So this will be on the B side, and this will be where I put my name. I got my 12 by 8 inch hoop ready, and there is tearaway stabilizer in it. So I'm gonna take it to the machine and run the first stitch. Now that the placement stitch is done, it's time to add the batting. Make sure you're using low loft batting so it doesn't add too much bulk to your mug wrap. Next, grab one of your layer cake fabric pieces and place it right side facing up, directly over the batting, making sure it fully covers the placement area. Now that your fabric is in place, go ahead and run the tack down stitch. This will secure the top fabric to your stabilizer and batting, so everything stays in place for the next steps. Here comes the honeycomb quilting feature. This step adds such a fun texture and really gives the mug wrap some nice dimension. It's one of my favorite parts of the design. Now go ahead and run the next stitch. This will be a placement stitch for your coordinating fabric. It shows you exactly where to lay your next piece. Now grab your coordinating fabric piece and with the wrong side facing up, place it so the edge goes just past the placement stitches. Run the next stitch to tack it down. Once it's secured, fold the fabric over so it lays flat and completely covers the left side of the design. Then run the next stitch. This will tack down the rest of the fabric and finish off that nice clean edge. This next stitch is a placement stitch for the elastic band for the raw edges part. All right, I have a piece of elastic right here. I cut off about 3 inches. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the raw edges and place them together. And then with the loop, actually I'm gonna do it this way. There we go, just like that, okay? And with the loop, I'm gonna keep it inside the design and the raw edges will stay out, and then I'll do a tack down stitch. Next up, the bee design will stitch out in 2 parts. First, you'll see it start with the yellow thread. This will create the body of the bee. Once that's finished, change your thread to black to complete the rest of the details. Just sit back and watch this cute little bee come to life. Now it's time for an optional step, personalizing your mug wrap. If you'd like to add a name, phrase, or any custom detail, this is the perfect time to do it. Just make sure your design fits nicely within the open space before stitching it out. All right, we are on to the final step, attaching the back of the mug wrap. Before we do that, let's quickly tape down the loop to hold it in place. Then carefully place your back fabric piece wrong side facing up, making sure it covers the entire design area. Now go ahead and run the last stitch. This final stitch will secure everything together and leave an opening at the bottom, which we'll use to turn the wrap right side out. Remove the mug wrap from your embroidery hoop and tear away all of the tearaway stabilizer. Then carefully cut around the mug wrap, leaving about a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around, except at the bottom. At the bottom, where the opening is, be sure to leave a little extra fabric, about 1/2 inch, to give you more room to work with when you close it up later. Once it's trimmed, turn the mug wrap right side out. It's been a while since I made a mug rug, and I totally forgot to save some extra fabric at the bottom to close it. So I'm just gonna do the best that I can with my fabric glue, but I would encourage you to, basically what I do is I cut like right here, then I cut right here, and then I go like this. And so I have this extra fabric hanging down there that makes it so much easier to close. It's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna go heat press it first, and then I'll be back to close it. To close the bottom opening, I'm using fabric glue. It's quick and easy. But if you prefer, you can also hand stitch it closed or even use a sewing machine. Any of these methods will work just fine. Just go with whatever you're most comfortable with. While my glue is drying, I'm going to sew a button onto the edge for the elastic loop to hook around and secure the wrap to the mug. Just a heads up, I am not a sewist, and honestly, I struggle with this part every time. In fact, I think this is the hardest part of the whole project. But don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect to work. Just do your best and it'll still turn out great. Man, sewing on that button was brutal. I am not a traditional sewist, and so that was a real struggle for me. So again, super easy design. The only thing that's hard about it is putting on the button. So hopefully you're a better sewist than I am. I think, you know, I'm gonna, in the future, create a design where it uses maybe like magnetic buttons where you can like use the cam snap tool, because that is easy, but that was hard for me right there. So that was kind of rough to watch. Okay, so here is the design. Really cool. It has my name. It has the nice little honeycomb background. Has a cute little bee. So let me go find a mug and let's try it out. Fits this mug perfectly. Look at it. Okay, my button. Please make sure you sew your button on real good. Mine, we'll see how long it lasts, okay? But it is super cute. It is a nice snug fit. It works wonderfully. So, hey, that was really cool. What a fun project and what a fun way to use some scraps and or layer cake fabric. Thanks for watching. This design is free on my Patreon. Check the link below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for more creative fun.